As soon as we came here and we came to know that we are going through this trouble, and that was a disaster day for us, both of us, what's happening. So I was kind of out of my mind, and she was kind of in coma. Like she was just breathing, and because she's 7 months pregnant, and doctor gave her painkillers and she was sleeping, and I was upset when they told me like she has a 4th stage of cancer, and it's tough for us to save a baby or her.
The hardship didn't end there. 6 months after chemotherapy, I had heart failure, and I had an 85-year-old heart and could barely get around. And 6 months after that, I had a stroke because of some of the medication that I was taking.
I was diagnosed with cancer, and in 2012, and I wasn't able to give them the full attention that they needed. I wasn't able to meet their needs 100%. I wasn't strong enough at the time, emotionally and physically, the way they counted on me to give them my full self. And so when Nanny Angel Network responded, and I had wonderful people come to my home, they helped me with what I couldn't do for my children.
Any help that I could get for our daughter, suddenly my husband, Carlos, and myself found that we had no help. And it was the hardest thing for us. So Nanny Angel really, they rescued my life. They rescued my husband's life and Daniela's life. There were days that I was on the couch out with chemo, 2-3 weeks at a time, and I thought, am I going to make this journey? Am I going to survive?
When I was about 5 months pregnant, I found out that my husband had stage 4 esophageal cancer, and about 6 months later, I had to take Gary, my husband, to a hospice because it had gone to his brain, and we were. At the time, my baby was 3 months old, and I was in a real bind. I was going to be left with no assistance to help me with the baby and also to take care of my husband. And the thing about hospice care and the thing about that moment in somebody's life is that as the spouse, I'm the only one who can really take care of him. I couldn't leave it to my in-laws. I couldn't leave it to my older son who's 19, my stepson. It had to be me to do it. And when you have a baby who's 3 months old, they need more attention than I could possibly give.
And I believe they are like a kind of part of her life now, because pretty much they save her life. Because of nannies, I'm here.
Yes.
Stay with her to give my whole time. So they are taking care of my other part.
The whole time I knew that I could count on the Nanny Angel Network, because I knew I could phone them and I could tell them, okay, this is what's happening right now. Could you send somebody over to watch my kids? And every step of the way, they were there for me.
Each one of them was outstanding, and I don't really call them volunteers. They're angels. They are people with lives. They have families, and that's how I see them. And they were part of my family, all of them. And my children to this day ask for them by name.
And it was the most amazing thing to know that as a mother, I felt so comforted to know that my daughter, for these brief moments, going through what I'm going through and all her stress, knowing that it was taken away from her, that she could smile, that she could laugh, and that she could just be like a regular 10-year-old child.
Helping my husband die was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. So I want to thank the Nanny Angel Network for helping me do that, for helping me care for my son and care for my husband.